All right. Welcome to Teachable Tuesday. It is Kirsty Snyder here, ready to rock for September 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you are catching the replay on our playlist, it is teachabletuesdayreplays.com. If you're catching that later, please put replay in the comments below and then be intentionally present as if you were live with us right now. The Google document that we'll reference tonight is going to be under the description inside of this playlist, right underneath the video. So be sure to pay attention to that so you have reference for it. And now we're going to let everyone in so that we can stream live and make sure that you guys are taken care of. So congrats on being here on the replay. If you catch this later on our playlist. Now I'm going to admit everyone in the Zoom. Thank you guys for being here. All right. Just letting everyone in. We've got 60 people on here. When you can hear and see me okay, please put a 2 in the chat. And then we'll get rocking and rolling here in just a moment. Thank you guys for popping on Teachable Tuesday. It's exciting to have you. Let's go. So tonight we're going to be discussing back to the basics for how you can make a minimum of $100 a day in the funnel team, being able to do digital marketing with passive income. As you guys know, please put passive in the comments right now if that is what you're after. If that's why you're here, please put that in the comments right now for me, okay? And then we'll get rocking here in just a moment, you guys. Just letting everyone in so that we can... Yes, baby, love it. Alicia, good to have you. Jerry, RG, Evie, Chris, Catherine, Caitlin, Martha, all of you guys. Thank you guys for commenting. I'm going to ask for a lot of comments tonight just so we can for sure engage, okay? Being able to make passive income, going back to the basics in the funnel team for digital marketing so that you guys can actually attain success. Now, if you've started on our team within the last 30 days, put a 30 in the comments right now. I want to shout you out. Okay. Just put a 30 in the comments if you guys have been here for 30 days or less. Okay. So we got Ed, we got Nawal, Caitlin, Jamie Lynn, Chris, Rich, Jenny, Jerry, 2 days. Awesome job being here. Jenny, Libby, Andreas, Richie, who else? Keep them coming in, you guys. And then we'll get rocking here in just a moment. I know we've got like 75 people on this Zoom, which is awesome. As I said before, I let all of you guys in. I want you to pay attention. I want you to participate as if you were intentionally live, and even if you're catching the replay. Okay. And then as always, please make sure that you're on mute so that we don't have any background noise for anyone on the replay. Desiree, good to have you. Randy, good to have you. Paul Miller, good to see you. Wendy, good to have you. Thank you guys for popping on. All right. So let's dive into it. How many of you guys have gone through the Fast Start Guide? I don't care if you've been in this for a year. I don't care if you've been in it for, like a lot of you guys just commented less than 30 days, maybe 2 days like Jerry. Have you gone through the Fast Start Guide? Yes or no? Put it in the chat for me. Let me know. Kylie's gone through the Fast Start Guide. Okay, way too many comments. Okay, good. You guys have gone through the Fast Start Guide. How many of you guys have had sales? Put the word sales if you've had sales. Just put the word sales. Okay, Cindy, Alicia, Albert, Anna. Who else? Keep it coming in, you guys. Ashley Smith. Awesome. Good to see you. Okay, keep it coming in. Now, here's a bold question for you and what I want you to really consider right now. And keep it to yourself because you negative Nancy's out there, I don't want to hear it from you, okay? In a good way. Listen up. If you've been in for 30 days or 3 months or more than a year and you don't yet have sales, think about it for a sec. What do you think is the problem? If you were to keep that thought to yourself and at the end, you were right. I can't have sales because I can't have sales because I shouldn't have sales because it's not working because whatever thought comes to mind for whenever you started, and yet you've gone through the Fast Start Guide and you do not have sales yet. What do you think the problem is? Albert says me. Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell, don't you think? I agree. If the answer, Rachel, for example, is the problem is you, tonight's going to be really, really good, because if you guys are open enough to understand that you have control over every single aspect of getting sales with this team, being able to generate passive income with this side hustle that now could be full-time income. When you guys understand that you're capable to do that, that you're the problem with it, you're the solution with it, you'll be able to succeed. But if you've gone through the fast start guide and then you comment, oh, I don't have sales, tonight's for you. Is that fair? Put the word fair if you feel me, okay? Okay, fair coming in. Good, good. Brandon, awesome to have you. Christine, good to see you. Jim, good to have you. Jimmy. Okay, guys, listen. We're going to go back to the basics. You guys have gone through the fast start guide. You've done something in your business. You've been creating content, or maybe you're creating content and you're not yet consistent enough. What I want you to consider tonight is the person with all your goals attained. The person at the end result with all the goals that you want attained. Let's say that's $5,000 passively every single month. For you to make $5,000 passively every single month, how many sales is that? How many titanium sales is that? For the passive income, not just the initial sale, not just the initial sale. So 25% commission. If you're making $50 per titanium sale, how many sales do you need to get to $5,000 passively? You waking up to, how much is that a month? Little less than $200 a day. Okay, you need 100 sales. Now listen, we don't tell you, we don't ask you, we don't prompt you, we don't suggest, hey, go beg family and friends. Hey, go make a no friend list. Hey, go post spammy Kathy stuff on social media, right? So if you guys are not getting sales, it is, and let me just be so bold as to say what it is, which might, make some of you guys mad. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not. If you do not have sales yet, whether you've been in for 2 days like Jerry or been in for over 1.5 years like Catherine, if you do not have sales yet, it is because you're not following the formula all the way. You might think you're following the formula a little bit. You might consider, oh, no, I'm crossing all my I's and I'm dotting all my T's. Ha, ha, ha. Get it? You think you're following the formula and you're not. Can you answer honestly, truly, that every single time you post a piece of content, you're following the formula? And let me just preface by saying, the formula is not just, what are the 4 pieces, you guys? Drop me a comment. What are the 4 pieces? I know some of you guys know, and some people have gone through the Fast Start Guide. You may or may not know this. Maybe you've gone through the Fast Start Guide Part 2 yet. Okay, Roy, to the punch. Hook, build up, present value, call to action. It is not just following that formula for marketing. It is also how consistent you are, how many times you're posting per day. If you're using yourself, or if you're using, oh, well, I tried, but it's just text on the screen. Guess what? More than likely, I'd be willing to bet $100 right now that you did not get involved with this business for passive income based on one video of someone with text on the screen, right? The only reason you engaged with a piece of content is because it followed the formula. And it followed the formula so well, you probably stalked the person who you enrolled with, maybe a little bit more than just one video. Because why, guys? You did your due diligence. You want to make sure it's real. You want to make sure that you could do it as well. You want to make sure it's not a scam. You want a side hustle to actually prove to be right, where you're making $100 a day minimum, right? If you actually believe that, you've got to think to yourself, okay, if I got in based on more than one piece of content, if I got into this business based on someone talking, whether that was a DM, whether that was a person who helped you via text, whether that was multiple pieces of content because you stalked the person, right? Some of you guys out there, I know who you are. It's okay if you stalk, that's fine. But you got involved based on the marketing formula and how consistent the person was. So can you expect for one person to see one piece of content from you, especially when it's not you talking on camera? If it's just text on the screen, If it's you driving and it's 5 seconds, but there's like 50 different words to read, could you expect that person to get involved right away? Yes or no? Drop me a comment. Heck no, not even close. So when I say, if you've been in this for over a year like Catherine, or brand spanking new like Jerry 2 days ago, you're here for a reason. You're here to follow the formula. Can you honestly, truly, genuinely say, I'm following it to a T? I'd be willing to bet out of the 104 of you guys live with us right now that you're not following it to a T because you don't have sales yet. Bob Proctor, my late mentor. You guys heard of Bob? Just put the word Bob in the comments if you've heard of him. Okay. Bob Proctor, my late mentor, before he passed about a year and a half ago, he said one of his favorite questions to ask a person before they were hired on to work with him as an independent rep or to work under the corporation for Proctor Gallagher Institute, that he'd say, how much have you ever made? How much have you ever made? And depending on the person's answer, whether it was I've made 50 grand in a year or 50 grand a month or 50 grand a week, that was an indicator for him to know where their mindset was. That was an indicator for them to know, for him to know where they were with money. And I'll relay the same question to you guys. It's not about just what you've made up to this point. It's that you've made that amount based on your awareness about money. Hear me when I say that. If you've gone through the Fast Start Guide, if you've done your domain with GoDaddy, you've set things up, you get the free training with us every single week, you're tapping into those things. If you've been doing those things and you do not yet have sales, it is because you're not yet actually following the marketing formula. Make sense? You with me so far? Just put the word yes if you feel me, okay? Just put the word yes. Yes, 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 yes. Sim, good to have you. Okay. Jason, Whitney, good to see you. Listen, some of you guys are going to go through tonight over the next 30 minutes, and you're going to say, but I am following all those things. And the funny thing about it is, for those of you who would argue till you're blue in the face, yeah, Kirsty, but I'm following the formula. I'm doing the hook. I'm doing the buildup. I have a call to action. I hooked my domain. I've posted for the last 30 days, 3 times a day, just like you said. And then funny enough, I go look at your content. You send me, 2, 3, 5 different videos, for example, and you're not following the formula. You're not even giving a call to action, or you're not even talking on camera. How many of you guys are scared to talk on camera? Just put the word scared. It's okay. There's no shame in it. I'm going to have your come to Jesus moment here in a second. How many of you guys are scared to talk on camera? Daniel? Okay. Oh, and I can't even keep up with comments. Libby, Jason. Okay. Just keep them coming in, you guys. Ashley says not scared, just need to do it. Love it, girl. Do you know how scared I was about 2.5 years ago when I was working with Bob? You would think because of who I was working with, that I would just be like, oh, I've got it. I'll just follow what he says. Right? Because he's like the man, he's the guru, he's the mindset, he's like the go, right? For anything mindset, law of attraction, all of those things. And yet, when he told me to just get on camera and just do it, just like Ashley just commented, I was like, okay. There was no way I was going to do that. That was dumb, right? When I first went live, I remember it so vividly. I was on like a little prompter thing. I had a freaking teleprompter, you guys. That's how nervous I was. Didn't know how to do it. Okay. Felt like I had to be reading off a screen. That's how it felt. I'd jot down on a whiteboard all these things I was going to teach on. I'd write down the exact quote for what I would say, because heaven forbid I say or do the wrong thing, right? Heaven forbid I don't come across perfect to whoever was viewing my stuff. The first time I did it, the second time I did it, going live, anything like that, I'd cry. I'd have like a full-on panic attack is how it felt, because I was so nervous to just press the freaking button. Whether you've gone live or not, the same concept applies when it comes to you doing a video. Some of you guys have it in your head, but I have stage fright. I have stage fright. I don't know how to press the button and then post it. What will people think? Guess what, my dear? They're already thinking what they think of you anyway. They already have a good or bad or crappy or big or bold perception of you anyway. They are already judging you anyway. And if the intent is to post content and have a new person who doesn't know you see your stuff, do they have anything to judge you on? If the first time they see your stuff is when you're doing a short form video, when you're going live, they're like, holy crap, I got to be with that Willard guy. Who the crap is Kylie? I've got to work with her. Based on a first impression. If you lack the confidence for how and what to do, and you're too scared to put yourself out there, would you consider this always, always? Would you have gotten into this business? Passive income. The exact formulas for making minimum $100 a day, which equates to what, guys? $3,000 a month, which equates to what? An extra $36,000 a year. Could you go to your boss right now and ask for that raise? No. You've stepped into a business that allows you to do that. And here's the bold part. You're so consumed with yourself. Oh my gosh, I'll come across weird. I'm just not confident. I'm just not natural. I'm awkward. I fumble. Same. That was me 2.5 years ago. I'd have to write things out before I could even say them. Getting flustered, blushing. Like I get so stressed about it. And then just as Ashley commented, not scared, just got to do it. The fear goes away when you do it. The fear gets smaller the more you do it. Write this down if you're a note taker. Everyone who's good at something now used to suck. Every single person who is good at what they do now used to freaking suck at what they do that you perceive now is so great. So could it be possible that every single time you go out and you do something or you fumble or you suck, could it be possible that the next time you suck a little bit less? Could it be possible that the next time you fumble and say, and look back and wonder, oh my gosh, I should have put on makeup. I feel so stupid, right? Could it be possible that the next time you do it, you have just a little bit more confidence? Make sense? 116 of you guys on live right now on Zoom. 116 comments come through. Does that make sense? Put yes or no. Okay. Now, the reason I ask that is because if you've stepped into a formula that's proven to work, it's not data, it's not you using outdated strategies that are like, oh yeah, hopefully it works for you. No, really. We have multiple people on our team who are making 5 figures a month, and they've done it for less than 2 years. Tell me, what corporate job, lawyer, doctor, teacher, climbing the corporate ladder, being a sales rep, whatever, what corporate anything type of job, 9-to-5er, could you go to and after 2 years give yourself a minimum $100,000 raise? And even if you could, how many bosses would say, oh yeah, no problem, Jimmy, here you go. Hey, no problem, Darla. Yep, we just love you and we're just going to pay you an extra 10 grand a month because we feel like it. Because Albert, we just think you're so great. By golly, no, that would never happen. Even if your boss loved the crap out of you, you know that it would come with extra time, more stress, more time away from family, more obligation, more job responsibility, right? And yet you are so consumed with what you feel you can or cannot do based on you being new, based on you being scared to put out your content, to follow the formulas that are proven to work. If you were to follow the formula for short form videos that we give you for free every single week, right? If you were to follow that formula and you were to mimic what actually works and you actually genuinely, honestly, truly do it to a T, not forfeiting just a little piece because you're too nervous, because you're too scared, because you wanted to alter a little bit of the recipe, do you think you can make a cake? Could you get the same result of a cake? Chocolate, beautiful, delicious, by being like, I'm just going to not add as much flour because like I don't feel like it. I'm just going to not put this piece on or not cook it for the 30 minutes, I'll do 25 instead. Could you get the same result forfeiting just a teeny piece of that recipe? Yes or no? Exactly, Candace, you know you would not get the same result. So when I say, are you following the formula? And then I go look at your content and you're not in the video and you're doing text on the screen and you're not engaging and you're not looking up and you're not doing a call to action. And the formula starts out with what, you guys? What's the formula? What's the beginning? Starts with an H. Hook. Roy and Albert, you guys are just like punching it. You guys are always the first to comment. It's hilarious. Hook. You have 3 seconds. 3 seconds to hook a person in. You wonder why you're not getting engagement. You wonder why no one's commenting if that's your CTA. You wonder why you're not getting sales. You lost them in the hook. Yeah. You lost them in the hook. Okay. So drop me a comment right now. If you have gone through the Fast Start Guide Part 2, just put Part 2 in the comments. Put Part 2 in the comments. Okay, Cindy's gone through Part 2. Jimmy, RG, Evie, Joseph, Candace, Roy, Shannon. Okay, keep them coming in, you guys. David, Damon, awesome. Okay, cool. You've gone through Part 2, which means you know that the marketing formula I'm talking about is like a movie trailer, right? In a movie trailer, and this is me being sarcastic, but just roll with me for a sec. In a movie trailer, do you hear the movie trailer say, hey guys, what's up? It's Jessica. Hey, it's Ed again today and stuff. No, you don't hear the director of the video that you're going to go see, that you're now seeing a trailer in theater. You don't hear him say, hey, what's up? It's Albert. And, oh, here's a scene of the fire in the house and the pregnant lady and she's in labor, right? No, you don't hear that part. So why in your short form videos are you starting out with anything less than a hook that makes the person stay? Does that make sense? Just drop the word "makes sense" if you feel me. Now, filler words like, like, and so, anything like that. I mean, even I have filler words. I'm sure you guys could probably notice them better than me, right? Any type of filler word that you have, you get less and less and less of it the more you do it. Crazy, right? You become more skilled at something the more that you do it. You become more disciplined at something the more that you do it. The problem is it's not the consistency that we're after here, just that. It's, are you doing it right? Are you throwing mud at the wall just to come up and say, look, I've been posting for like 2 months and, you know, I've been posting 3 times a day for 2 months. That's a lot of videos. That's pretty awesome. How come none of them have taken off? It is not because, oh, I'm new, so I don't have a following. Okay, let's just actually squash that for a second, because I know some of you guys have thought that, maybe currently, maybe you have people who you're talking to who think this. Well, I can't do it because I'm not a social media guru. I can't do it because I don't have a following. Right? Have you guys thought that? Just put the word yes if you've thought that before. I can't do it because I don't have the engagement. I don't have any followers. Can you even imagine if the prerequisite to succeed online, to make $100 minimum per day with this business, if the prereq was you already had to be a guru, you already had to have followers? Do you know how many of us would be screwed? Like 98%. Because everyone starts at zero. Everyone starts at zero. I'll give you an example. A year ago today, you guys can check my stories on Facebook. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. A year ago today, I got monetized on YouTube, which means I had barely 1,000 subscribers. I had about 4,000 watch hours 1 year ago today. That was my Facebook memory. So I shared it on my story on Facebook. The next story on Facebook shows I have now 19,400 subscribers with over 500 long form videos. That was only a year ago. That's more than 2 long-form videos every single day. Now, I don't say that to boast. I say that to give you an example of following the formula works. I started at 0, or what you could say 1,000 subscribers a year ago. I didn't walk into this. I made it happen based on design. Okay. How many of you guys have ever thought, and maybe you currently think it usually applies to money, but it could apply to really anything, relationships, health, whatever else. How many of you guys ever thought, well, they just got lucky. Well, I'm just not like that. Well, these are not the cards I've been dealt. Well, they just get everything they want. Oh, well, they have it so good. Right? You guys ever thought that? Just be bold. Be like Cindy, put me in the chat if that's been you. Because the reality is, everyone who has ever done anything that you desire to have, whether that's a certain amount of money, whether that's a certain type of lifestyle, a vacation, whatever else, getting out of debt, staying in debt, having a good or bad relationship, whatever else, anyone who has gotten out from under what was less than what they want, maybe you relate, did it based on design. It wasn't based on luck. It was based on consistent effort that turned into a habit, right? You understand what I'm saying? Just put the word yes if you feel me, okay? So nowhere ever in your content, in your intention when you're putting out a video, should you ever think to yourself, I'm new, I don't have what it takes. They're not going to take me seriously. This isn't going to work because I'm new. This isn't going to work because I've been trying, right? You guys have heard me say it way too many times over the last couple of weeks. Do or do not, there is no try, right? Yoda's right. Either you do it or you don't. Either you do the marketing formula or you don't. Either you're following it to a T or you're not. And if you don't have the sales that you want yet, even someone like Jerry, you guys, who started 2 days ago, did you know Jerry, just like you guys, could have results after only 2 days in learning a brand new language like this? Why? Because if Jerry, just like the rest of you, were to follow the formula to a T that is in the fast start guide inside your training, you could get results without following, because it's not, okay, let me just bring it down really quietly for you. This might make some of you mad. I hope you guys are listening. It's not about the followers. It's about the engagement, which leads to conversion. If you're after followers based on, hey, everyone go follow my stuff. Hey, let's all, follow train. If you're worried about the followers, that is not the intent of this business. That's a vanity metric that doesn't matter. More followers does not equate to better income, better lifestyle. It's the conversions that you're after. And let me just be bold enough to say, if you understand that it's about the conversions, it's about the impact for the person who sees your video one time and decides to take action right then, that is what you're after. Why does that happen though, you guys? When a person gets in faster than the person who's just like, I'm going to be a fence sitter. You're going to attract fence sitters by you being one, right? What's the difference? Someone who's focused on something they can control, which is conversions, not followers, not fake engagement, right? Someone who gets in faster happens only because you're following the formula. You become better at the formula. Chris nailed it. You become better at the formula. People end up wanting to be with you, to understand you, to be around you, your energy based on how consistent you are. Why? Because your confidence reeks from that video. Does that make sense? Just drop the word "make sense" if you feel me. Okay. It's about following the formula, sure. And we're going to get into that in just a sec. I've got some quick tips for you guys to follow. It's also about how consistent you're doing it so that your confidence can draw a person in. Your confidence, whether you're new as of 30 days or you've been in it for 3 years, your confidence, it's what draws a person to be like, I know, like, and trust them. I'm getting involved and I feel confident to figure it out alongside that person. But if you have the thought before you post a video, oh, I'm only doing this because they told me to. Oh, well, I tried really hard yesterday and it didn't work. Oh, well, I don't have time to make more than X amount, right? To make digital marketing work for you, to be able to make 50% affiliate commissions and 25% residuals. That happens based on design. That does not happen based on luck. Make sense? And I know I keep asking that, but I want to make sure that you guys are understanding where I'm coming from and where you could be coming from as well. Okay. Now, in sharing my screen, and this document, by the way, will be under the description on teachabletuesdayreplays.com. Okay. If you guys can see this, just put a 2 in the chat for me. I know you guys can. I'm just looking for the engagement, making sure you guys are alive. Okay. I want you to consider this. And I know we already went over this, but I don't really care. I want you to pay attention to it. Are you truly following the formula? And the formula, I'll give some quick tips down here. So maybe you can answer this right now. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're wondering, well, gee, I don't have any sales. So am I following the formula? I want more sales. Am I truly following the formula? The formula, you guys: hook, build up, present value, call to action. The formula: 3 platforms, 3 videos minimum a day. The formula: engaging, not looking at my chin, looking at my eyes. Some of you guys, for example, this is down here, so we'll cover this in a second. I'm just getting passionate. Some of you guys look down on your videos. If we were talking in person, it'd be like, I'm looking right here. You're like, what are you looking at? My chin? Hello, I'm up here, right? Look up, engage the person. I don't care if it's text on the screen, you're walking around your house, you're driving in the car, you're talking to the camera. Don't look down at your thumb. Look up. Look up. You want your sales to go up? Look up. Make sense? Drop me the word make sense if you follow me. Okay. That's part of the formula too. And the reason I say that is because if you have this playlist bookmarked right here, which this one takes you to our funnel team members area. All right. This playlist here on the side, short form video playlist. You guys, there are how many videos? 15 different videos about talking about the formula. Some of you guys think, oh, I'm following the formula. Really? And I'm being sarcastic. I'm being bold with you guys tonight. I'm calling to attention the things that you might be missing. I'm being very blunt. And the reason I'm being blunt is because you guys claim you're following the formula. You could say it till you're blue in the face. Oh, I'm trying so hard. You shouldn't have to try. The more consistent you are with following the formula, the more ingrained it is in your head, the more embodied you are for the formula, the more confident you are. The more confident you are leads to how many sales you get. Little things like, are you looking down? Are you looking up? Little things like, did you add captions so that other people can watch and hear you without listening to the words? Are you following the formula for what's inside of here? Did you even know that we had a playlist and that we talk about it inside the Facebook group? How involved are you? Okay. Now, before I go any further, I'm just going to tell you, if anything I've said up to this point is like, holy freak, this is overwhelming, this is going to be too time consuming, you're right. And if in a week, in a month, in a year from now, you're still thinking to yourself, this is overwhelming, this is too time consuming, it's not a surprise you are where you are financially. And I mean that with all the love in my heart. I used to be that person. That's going to take too much time. I don't know how to develop that skill. I don't have the help. I feel alone. I thought all of those things too. When you decide to flip your script for what you're telling yourself and you say something instead, like, I make time for what's a priority. I have the right time to do the right thing. I'm able to prioritize what's necessary for me to generate passive income. When you actually flip your script, you will never even consider thinking or saying, I don't have the time for that. It's too overwhelming. Does that make sense? Drop me the word make sense if you feel me. Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen again. Right here. Okay. Hook, build up, present value, call to action. This is covered in the Fast Start Guide Part 2, but I'm going to go over it right now because I find it really, really, really important. Now, right here, let's see. Hook. That's what makes them stay. If the intent is to not get followers, but it's to get conversions, the idea would be that one piece of content stings one person where they take action right then, right? Do you guys want that? Put want in the chat if that's you, okay? The hook is what allows the rest of the formula to work. If the rest of the formula is not working and you do not have conversions, it's because your hook probably sucks. You're probably starting out with something like, hey, what's up? It's Jason. No one cares. They don't give a dang who Alicia is. You have to make them want to want you, Eggy. Make sense? Just like a movie trailer. Whether you see it on the TV or you see it at the theater, you stay and watch the movie trailer. You're excited for when does that come out? Oh, April. Okay, cool. Okay, I got to go, right? You're excited for that call to action because it hooks you in. There's something dramatic, emotionally binding for you, right? And it's the same with your short form videos. You can't start out, hey guys, how's it going? It's Jimmy. They don't care. They don't care. They don't know who Jimmy is. They don't know who Jerry is. Who the freak is Kirsty, right? They care what emotion you bring out of them, which is why the hook is so important. You've got 3 seconds to make it about them, to make them stop their scroll. Make sense? The buildup is an extension of the hook. When you build something up, you make it larger, you make it magnetized, you make it magnified, it gets bigger, it's exciting, okay? The hook, if you're saying, how would an extra $1,500 a month help you out? The hook is about them. The buildup extends the hook. Okay. That's an extra $18,000 a year. If that type of extra income could help you out, drop me a comment right now. Can't wait to connect. How long was that? And I didn't need to slice it up. I didn't need to like make it fancy. I could have just walked around my house and had something playing in the background. Why? Like a movie trailer, make it moving, make it exciting, something for them to watch, right? Hook, 3 seconds. Build up, extension of the hook, making it magnified, making it a little bit more dramatic. Why? Like a movie trailer. It's dramatic. It gives you the funny piece. It gives you the intense moment, the breakup, the whatever, where it insinuates a little bit. You have to go see the video. You have to go see that movie, right? The present value is an encompassment of the hook and the buildup. So, hey, could an extra $50 a day help you out? That's another $1,500 a month. If you're serious about supplementing your income, yes, right from the phone you're watching this video on. That's the value. It's from your phone. You can increase your income by doing it from your phone. You don't need this fancy equipment. Oh my gosh, it's from your house? You mean I don't have to go donate plasma and spend 3 hours a week doing something I hate, getting poked for, right? You're giving them the encompassment of what's an extra $50? How could $1,500 extra help them out? The present value is how they're going to do those two pieces. Present value all from home, present value even around your kid's schedule, present value 1 to 2 hours a day, present value all from the app I'll give you for free. What's the encompassment of the hook and the buildup? How are they going to go get the $1,500? You just solved it for them because it's at home, because you don't have to have prior experience, because you're going to teach them for free 3 times a week. Yeah, sure. I might be the one teaching 3 times a week, but you can own the responsibility of that. You can say, I will text you directly. I will be here to help you. I will help teach you 3 times a week, simply based on you wanting to be involved with digital marketing. You can own that. The training might not come from you. You can still own that you get to be taught 3 times a week. Own it. Make it about you. You're the person they want to connect with, right? Don't say they will teach you. Who's they? I will teach you 3 times a week for free. Sick and tired of being upsold about funnels and email sequencing, etc. Guess what? I have a solution where you don't have to pay for any of that because I'm going to do it for you. You might not do it for them, but our system does. Own it. Does that make sense? Drop the word make sense if you feel me, okay? And then call to action. So many of you guys, let me just get sassy with you. So many of you guys are addicted to having followers. Don't freaking say something like, follow for more. Follow if you like this video. Like this video. Who cares if they like the video? They don't need to follow your stuff. They don't need to like your stuff. They need to convert. They need to actually have an action step, right? Which means your call to action needs to be what, guys? To encompass it rather easy for you, it's treat them like a 3-year-old. If I tell my 3-year-old, he's now 4, but even my 4-year-old, same problem. If I tell my 4-year-old, hey, Colton, go and grab the yellow thing on the floor right there, and then pick that up and put that piece in the garbage. He might remember the garbage part. He might remember pick the thing up on the floor. He might get distracted and get something else, right? If you don't make it so simple for them, they're not going to do anything of what you just said. So saying something like follow for more, like this comment, and then go to my funnel. No, pick one, but get away from follow. They don't need to follow you. They need to convert, right? And they don't need to like the video. They need to take action. If you want a double whammy, you would say comment now if blah, blah, blah. If you're serious about supplementing your income, drop me a comment. I'll connect with you soon. That's a very clear call to action. You're giving some rapport. You're saying you'll connect with them. You will connect with them. You're also dropping a comment. And then in the comment, you're following what, guys? The DM formula. DM formula is in the Fast Start Guide Part 2 as well. Okay. Where then in the comments, you could message them. You could screenshot it. You could send them a direct message. Say it's on Facebook or something. Okay. You could say, go to workwithlicia.com right now. DM me after if you're serious, right? I'll text you directly as soon as you go to this link, right? Have the call to action be where it's ridiculously simple because one direction is maximized where multiple directions is going to get confusing. Does that make sense? Drop me the word make sense if you feel me, okay? 100 something of you guys on. Make sure to drop the word make sense so I know that you guys are paying attention. Yep. And then this bookmark playlist, right? We just did this. That's 15 different videos. That means over 2 weeks' time, you guys could be totally feasting upon how to do short form videos and checking in with yourself. Am I actually following this formula? Does it actually make sense? Am I actually doing it to a T, or am I forfeiting certain pieces because I just, oops? No, you intentionally follow it or you intentionally do not. Make sense? Just like a recipe to bake a cake. If it said X amount of cups for flour, you wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm just going to put 2. And even though it needs 4, ha, 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 ha. It'll turn out the same, right? No, it wouldn't. Oh, I'm going to cook it for 25 minutes instead of 30. Would you get the same result? Probably not. Same with your marketing material. Follow the formula. Follow the recipe. Okay. This is something for you guys to consider. If you're not getting engagement conversion, meaning sales, meaning 10, 50, or $100 commissions day in and day out, multiple times a day, multiple times a week, or interaction from quality people, you've got to focus on the hook. If the hook is not there, the hook sucks, just like a movie trailer. Hi, it's Jimmy. Nope, no one cares. No one cares. They don't know who you are. You've got to hook them in by making them stay. What made you want to stay? When you saw a video from whoever you enrolled with, what made you want to stay? Why did you stop on that video? Why would they stop on that video out of any other side hustle video that they see that day? Because the more they interact with your stuff, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, long form on YouTube, whatever, a live video on Facebook, the more they stay on your stuff, the more they engage with other people's stuff that has similar content, the more they're going to be bombarded with side hustle this, side hustle that. Well, what makes them stay on yours? Do you stand out? Do you stand out for yourself? Here's a kicker for you. How many of you guys have kids? If your kids are 10 and older, just put the word 10. 10 or older, 10, 20, 30, 50, I don't care. Okay, tons of you guys have kids who are 10 or older. If your kid, and this is bold, this is kind of random, I know, but if your kid were to stalk your stuff, say they're 10, they're 17, they're 37, however old, if they were to stalk your stuff, do they want to buy from you? Are they engaged and they know you? Or do they feel awkward and they're wondering, why do you keep saying, mom, look up? Are they thinking those things? Okay. Now, I'm not saying you have to go talk to your kids about this, but I am saying if you were and you're scared for what they think, it's probably because you're not following the formula. Does that make sense? Drop the word make sense if you feel me. Okay. Now, quick tips. I know we already covered this. This is a big one, and this is something I get super sassy about. Freaking look up. Look up. If you and I were together, you would not be looking at my chin. You wouldn't. I mean, if anything, like, please look at my forehead. Like, look at something that's above, because what? You engage with people. You wouldn't be like hiding, right? You'd look at them. Even right now, I can see you guys right here. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I can see you guys right here on the side. I'm not looking over here at you. I'm looking here. Is it weird for me to look at the camera lens? Maybe. But does it engage you better if it seems I'm looking at you? Yes. And it's the same thing with your videos. Does that make sense? Okay. Think about what made you enroll. Use captions. Why? Because if you're targeting, which a lot of us are, if you have a target audience of people who need to supplement their income, that means they're at a 9 to 5. That means that they already have a boss, they already have coworkers, they've got something going on. Even if it's flexible like a massage therapist, they have other people that they're with at some point during that day, especially a Monday to Friday if that's typical for them, right? Some people cannot listen to your video. So although they might appear they're wasting time on TikTok, they can't engage with your stuff if you don't allow them to engage with your stuff. Use captions. Is that fair? You want to use captions so people can engage with your stuff. If someone reads a hook that's like, holy crap, I've got to engage with her, maybe they turn up the volume. Maybe they are excited to see what else you've got to say for that 15, 20, 2-minute clip. Okay. If it's text only, make it double the amount of time you think is needed. So many of you guys are going to be like cloning a video that we have in the fast start guide, right? And you make it like 4 or 5 seconds. Well, if you've got like 30 different words on that screen, do you think the person not knowing who you are, never seen your stuff before, is going to watch and read and it goes away in 5 seconds? Probably not. Probably not. Make it a little bit longer. Now, not necessarily double the amount of time, but for a normal person who does not know you at all, who has never seen your stuff, who now is seeing your stuff because you're following the formula, right? You've got to make it so it's easy for them to want to stay, not annoyed that it went so fast and then scroll. Who the heck is that guy? Bye, right? Some of you guys are going to get a little like about this, and I love it. Here's why. Sometimes you guys, whether you knew or not, this goes for everybody. Sometimes you guys think, and I used to think this too until I realized it's about the marketing formula. That's what it comes down to. Sounds and hashtags do not matter unless your content is on point. So some of you guys find yourself, maybe not anymore, maybe currently, stressing about what sound do I do? Well, how do I know what to pick? Well, what hashtags? Well, how many? Well, and you're so worried about those things. Well, guess what? If your content sucks, you're not just going to lottery ticket all the way to the top of a search or a news feed or something based on a sound. You're going to go to the top and the sound or the hashtag is going to help by a cherry on top of the pie, but it's not the pie. The pie is the marketing formula. Does that make sense? Drop the word pie if you feel me. Okay. The more you do it, the more your content becomes great. So some of you guys who are comparing yourself to people who are a seasoned pro, we'll take Catherine, for example. Catherine is the chick of Instagram. She is a beast on Instagram. And if you were to compare your chapter 2 to her chapter 200, she's been doing it for 2.5 years now. She moved across the country with her 3-year-old daughter, full-time income, getting away from her 9 to 5 because of this business. Can you take her as evidence you could do the same? Yeah. But do you take her as evidence you can do the same, or do you compare and contrast saying that I can't do it? I'm not as lucky as her. I'm not as talented as her. She's more fun than me. No, it has nothing to do with that. People do not enroll with Catherine based on anything like that. They enroll with Catherine based on her marketing formula, of which you guys have. So if you're finding yourself comparing to Catherine to anyone else and it makes you feel less than, stop it. Stop. You're better than that. You would never tell your kid, for all you guys who commented and said, I've got kids over 10, you would never look at your child or your adult, your teenager, and say, you know what? Will you please compare yourself to Helga in your class because she's just so much better than you? No. So why would you say it to yourself? Make sense? Drop the word make sense if you feel me. Okay. And Catherine's just the example, but there are multiple hundreds, you guys, of people on our team who are either drilling themselves into a hole because of comparison, or they're being inspired to move into an upward trajectory because of what's possible. Catherine sucked and started just the same as you. I started just the same as you. We didn't know what we were doing until we started doing it. The more you do it, just like you can see on the screen right now, the more you do it, the more your content becomes great. Okay. As we always say, you get what you are, not what you want. Check in with yourself. So if you are putting out content that's like, I'm not confident, no wonder you're getting no engagement. No wonder you're getting people who are like, I can't afford it, because that's what you're giving off. It's a magnet. A magnet is a force. It's something that pulls together. If you're pulling people to you or nobody to you, it's because of your confidence or lack of confidence. Okay. Write this down if you're a note taker. And I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. I hope you guys write this down. People aren't rich because, can you even fill in the blank? Confident people aren't confident because they're rich. Okay. People are rich because they're confident. You have to be confident first. You have to be the thing first in order to attain the thing that you keep talking about. People don't become rich any other way. And I don't mean rich just financially. I'm meaning abundance, wealth, anything that's like higher than themselves. Okay. Ugh, got something in my throat. I also want you to write this down. It's from Wallace D. Wattles. Have you guys heard of him? Just put the word Wallace if you've heard of him before. In his book, The Science of Getting Rich, he specifically talks about, and this is the quote, I hope you guys write this down, like seriously print this on your brain, embody it starting right now, and fill it in with whatever acronym, whatever type of attribute that you want. Okay. Successful people do not do certain things. Successful people do things in a certain way. I'll say it again, write it down. Successful people do not do certain things. Successful people do things in a certain way. You could fill that word successful in with pretty, in with happy, in with abundant, in with healthy. Healthy people don't do certain things. Healthy people do things in a certain way. Does that make sense? If you want to have something, you first have to be that thing. You have to act from the end result. Just like we talked about on Mindset Monday yesterday, if you knew for a fact that come midnight tonight, which is in what, 5 hours from now, my time, If you knew by midnight tonight, literally 5 hours from now, you would make $300, would you feel differently right now? Would you show up differently right now on this Zoom? Yeah. So be that person now. Does that make sense? Okay. And then last right here. Okay. I want you guys to consider these questions, and you guys will also get access to this document. So feel free to read them through. If you're not putting the video out for any intention but to impact people, not influence them, not trick them, not sell them into something, not to hope that something lands and goes your way. But if you're not doing it based on that I word, impact, you're doing it wrong. Okay. You can't impact people. You can't impact your finances. You can't impact yourself unless you intentionally impact with what you're saying in your content. Does it follow the formula? How do you know it follows the formula? What made you stop on your own video? Maybe ask your kids, get an outside perspective. Okay. And then last, and this is me just being sassy again, just the same as I'm like, hello, look up. Please look up. Stop looking at my chin. Not really. Look up here. My eyes are up here. Right? If we were in person, you might feel like you're talking to the video. Look up. Look at the camera lens. Don't look down at your finger for when you're going to end the video. Look up. Same kind of sassiness coming out. Chop your bookends. Just like a movie trailer, just like following the marketing formula. The movie trailer does not have awkward pauses in between scenes, from the chick going into labor to the house burning down to the guy getting fired from his job to, making $1 million and being on a yacht. It doesn't pause. It continues. It gives the emotion, the impression of increase. It allows a person to say, you know what, there's a solution here and I really want to work with them. I don't know what they do, but I've got to connect with them. And then what happens? You follow the formula for how to engage with them when they do reach out to you. And how you're going to do that is right here. When you go to this hyperlink under this document, you guys, when you go to this hyperlink, these two right here, DM formula playlist, this is how you're going to convert more sales. Eventually, you're going to be so freaking good at it, people don't talk to you and they enroll anyway. Do you know how many sales I get each week of people I don't even talk with? Someone I never engaged with, someone I don't even know, they sign up and my first message to them is just them signing up. They didn't even reach out to me. That happens based on design, not luck. You feel me? Do you guys want this document? Put the word document if you want it. Nah, I know you guys want it. I'm just making sure that you guys are alive out there. All right. There's the document right there. And for those on the replay from teachabletuesdayreplays.com, you guys can see this document right underneath this video. This replay right now for what's happening will be live here within the next hour. And the document that I just put in the comments, which I'm putting in right now again, is going to be under the description right underneath this video. Last but not least, and I hope you guys hear me when I say this, if the truth is that successful people don't do certain things, but that they do things in a certain way, it's true that you're the only thing standing in your way. You guys want sales this week. You want to be like Jerry, start a couple days ago and already have 2 sales by tomorrow, and it's your 4th day in. You want something that's worthy of you. You want something that allows you to get out of that job, to eliminate the debt, to stop with the stress and the suffocation of where's my money going to come from? How can I afford that? You guys want that stuff? You got to be it. You got to show up like the person who deserves it. And then you have to be brutally honest with yourself and say, am I actually following the marketing formula? Am I actually doing the things just like successful people do? They do things in a certain way. They don't just put out 3 videos because that's what people tell them to do. They put out those 3 videos in a distinct, instructive way. Just the same as following a recipe and getting a result for the yummy cake that you want to eat, right? Just like having the cherry on top be just an added little bit instead of it being so focused on the cherry, you get lost in following the formula, following the recipe, okay? I hope that that helped you guys tonight. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Facebook group. Be sure to go to the Facebook group. Okay. Bum, bum. Right here. Let's go right here. Right here. If you go to featured, where is it? Featured announcements. This guy right here, which I'll put in the document as well, just so you guys have it handy. This document right here, I want to see your engagement on right as soon as we end this. Let us know what you learned from Teachable Tuesday tonight. Why? Because it allows other people to want to watch the replay, to engage with them and lead from the front. So be sure to go to this right here as soon as we're done. Comment what you learned tonight so that other people can have aha moments and accelerate their business as well. Fair? Put the word fair if you feel me, as always. Okay, guys. Have an awesome meeting. We'll see you in the Facebook group here shortly. Catch this replay within the next hour, whenever you need to, at teachabletuesdayreplays.com. Again, the document reference tonight is right here. I'll put it in the comments once more. And then it's also underneath the description, underneath this video, if ever you watch the replay and need that. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you guys for popping on tonight. I hope you gained value from it. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.